my connection, but
kusima eri abalina emitima egirumirirwa ekigambo okuyamba tokizanyisa abangi babeera n'obusobozi n'ekibalema okukola abamu bemulaba abanene mu nsi muno bakunyumiza gyavudde zikubamu ne zaaka abangi kwabo bafiirwako abazadde ku myaka emimpi ddala wamma tunuulira obulumi abalala basalawo n'okuddukira ku nguudo kubanga basigalawo okubayamba abaab'ensamba nammwe abayamba mumanyi okwefuula eri abo be muyambye ne mubasimbamu oluseke eriyo ne benda byabalaga okulumirirwa ne bajja ng'abayamba nga beenoonyeza byabwe
And yes, it is what it is. You're welcome to Afro-Dem Reports, and once again, we're back. As promised, we are here and live and kicking. Yes, aka Smoggy is the name. It's been a long time, to be surfacing on this platform, Afro-Dem Reports. But it is what it is. Every time we promise, at least we try to make sure that we deliver. Yes, we're a little bit late by some 5 minutes, but it is that we've been having some technical issues, but all sorted. We are good to go. Yes, aka Smoggy, we're just ready to maneuver through this Greenland, a country which claims to be green, yet in reality, I'll say it's white, the fact that it's covered with snow. A lot of mysteries will be uncovered today with the gentleman I'm well pleased and very honored, of which we shall be having him very soon, and then we see how we're going to be running this. But the topic of discussion is going to be just, understanding the Greenland question in the context of the US Denmark relationship and in relation and the border geopolitical dynamics. Simple like that. It's a question that has been, it's a question that has been really very vast, even though right now it's not so much catchy. But the reason being that there was so much pressure when Trump came in and reactivated this question. But a lot has been, understood. A lot is still left pending. Too much tension has been put on, and a lot of changes have really occurred. But as per now, in the interest of time, allow me to just have a little commercial, and then we go in full gear with my gentleman. Actually, before we go for the little commercial, let me just have the man in question. Yes, so that you don't seem to be left pending. Yes, Mr. Aligo, once again, you're welcome.
Thank you.
I'm a kind of a person who loves to introduce myself, but I leave the gap for others or for my guests to profile themselves. However, before we go ahead, allow me to run through a little commercial, then we come back in full gear.
Prepare students for rewarding careers. In the heart of Uganda is an institute designed to prepare students for rewarding careers in the vibrant hospitality industry. Copenhagen International Institute of Catering and Hotel Management is here to provide a solid foundation for Ugandans in catering, hotel management, knowledge and skills required to excel in various hospitality sectors. Our courses are designed by industry professionals to ensure that students learn from the best to create well-rounded graduates. We offer practical training and internships to students using state-of-the-art equipment which is used all over the world to prepare our learners for jobs both locally and internationally. We are located in Kisasi on Bahai Road, 8.7 kilometers from Kampala city center. Copenhagen International Institute of Catering and Hotel Management.
Yes, that is Aligo Francis, the man I'm trying to introduce today for the topic of discussion, where we're going to be digesting Greenland. Is a man who is multitasked, fully talented. Much as some of you, know him as a man who is into politics because he's connected with the commune here. I think he's also affiliated with the parliament of Denmark, where he will give us more information. That's why I say I never want to profile my guests. I always love them to, to showcase themselves fully. But he's a man who is full of mysteries. He's a man who is a multilingual. He will speak Kakwa. He's a man who will speak Arabic. He's a man who knows English. He's a man who knows Danish. I mean, is a full package, if that's the word I could use. But in a nutshell, allow me to just accept Mr. Aligo Francis, yes, to surface, and then we see the way forward. Mr. Aligo, you're welcome. And in the interest of time, allow me to allow us to listen to you as you profile yourself. Sebo, the microphone is yours.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Afrodan. It's a pleasure to be in this platform, and I'm so grateful to be able to, to get this opportunity to be able to speak globally to all the audience that you have created. As mentioned, Aligo Francis, I'm so grateful to be part of this, discussion tonight. Professionally, I'm a teacher and then a social worker. Apart from that, I'm a local politician here in Denmark. I'm so grateful to be given the opportunity to be part of this political movement in Denmark. So all in all, I would say we'll be very, very so grateful to also discuss about the topic tonight, which is about Greenland. And
Yes.
Afrodant, you're doing great. I'm here in your disposal. In case of any other questions, just let me know. But for the audience, please join, be with us, listen to what we can do together. Thank you so much.
Wow, I love the way you've really made it so brief for me. As a man who is very, you seem to be small, but I think it's the other way around, that you're a big man hidden in a small container. But we really do appreciate. Yes, to the viewers, just keep on sharing. Yes, and let your friends know that we're live on Facebook and also YouTube. Yes, just go to African Reports, keep on sharing, and then we are ready to also, we shall give also opportunity for our viewers, just in case you have something to, to send us through a phone call. We shall also give a number to call, and then at least to share opinions. But the question at hand here is now Greenland Question, which has really brought a lot of, the semantics in it, that the Greenland, the one we claim to be an island, making a lot of issues between USA and Denmark. But before we came in today, we had a discussion with Kalyango Musa, is another gentleman here in Denmark, where he also had another opinion towards the same question. So before we go ahead with Mr. Ligo, let's just have a little talk a little talk we had with Mr. Kalyango, at least to give us, a direction on our discussion of today, where Denmark is having an interest. So without wasting time, Mr. Kalyango, Greenland is just an island or a country of itself where Denmark is having an interest. Without wasting time, can you just share an overview, as in how and when did Denmark actually take interest into Greenland?
Actually, thank you for the question, Mr. Presenter, Smogi. I would say, in order to understand the interest of Denmark towards Greenland, you need to go back, way back to the 10th century, when there was this nasal colonization, when we had Norway, Sweden as one kingdom. And so they looked at Greenland as part of their colony. That was the first beginning, that was the first time Denmark picked interest in Greenland. But the second time, when the Denmark picked interest, what is regarded as the current situation now, it was way back in 1721, when the missionary known as Hans Egert was on the voyage of trying to spread Christianity. Then he landed to Greenland as a way of portraying Christianity. And sometimes people may misunderstand me when we talk about Denmark having missionaries. You would think Denmark is one country that is so much into Christianity, and so on, which is totally the contrary of what it is today. But anyway, going back on the topic of how did Denmark pick interest in Greenland? Now, at the time when Greenland was inhabited by the Inuit people, when this gentleman went there in 1721, it was only the Inuit people, the Greenlandese people, who we call the Inuit. They were the only people inhabiting that area, So in 1721, Hans Egert arrives in Greenland. Then 1814, after the trend of the client, Denmark retains Greenland, while Norway went back to under the sovereign of Sweden. You see, so so Greenland remained under the colony as a colony of Denmark. So it went on not until 1953. You see, and 1953, then Denmark, the colony ended in 1953. It became an integral part of the Kingdom of Denmark.
Okay.
So around 53, then this business of colonization stopped. Then around 1979, then Greenland was granted a home rule, gaining its autonomy over many integral matters, internal matters. So that means everything to do with the internal conflicts, what and so on, they were supposed to have them themselves. But that is what is written. But the reality is that actually Denmark is still having a hand in that, in their ways of doing things, everything.
Yes, and that was it with Mr. Kalyango, where we felt he did a lot of, giving us direction. Yes, Mr. Aligo, given the fact that you've had at least that sense of direction, is trying to give us a preamble, giving us a little bit a picture on those who have just arrived, where, Denmark is involving itself with Greenland. It's just a simple question to you. One, do you agree with what he's saying? Two, in any case, what is the perception of the Danish colonialism? What is, how has the perception of the Danish colonialism evolved in this, contemporary Greenland, social economic being?
Yeah, thank you so much, Afrodan. That is a very good question. And generally, knowing at the current situation, Greenland has been a very focal, point for years. And many countries talking about United States, we're speaking about, Russia has been like having an eye on Greenland. It's because Greenland has been so strategic in terms of security forces, in terms of just being able to be to act when things happen in the real, critically in terms of war, whatever it is, it can be, and that's where Denmark being the main alliance of Greenland, it's been so difficult for other nations. We talk about China, who has actually been very closely, and at the end of it, Russia has to invade war in order to at least gain territories, and it is what it is. But all in all, Greenland is more strategic in a way that in cyber, war and security and things like that, many countries are interested to at least be part of Greenland, and that's why United Nations is trying to be. USA is trying to be very closely and wanted to take over that, but it's what it is. Apart from being an alliance of Denmark, Denmark is protecting its territories and being more conserved in terms of relying with the alliance that it is what it is, and also not only that, but also Greenland does not just give everything just like that. Greenlands are Greenlands. They wanted to be themselves, and Denmark is respecting that, and that is where democracy actually play a very, very big role in protecting its territories and the people that are in the territory. So all in all, I would say that Denmark is more focusing and more protecting in the people and the areas and the allies that Denmark is part of. And then looking at Denmark is a small country. Make no mistake to see it as a small country, but the islands make it a bigger country. And the islands, just like the Greenland and the Faroe Islands, it enlarged the country, and it has forces that is really becomes more larger. And we speak about NATO, everything becomes a little bit more bigger and more protective in this case.
Mr. Ligo, we're having this conflict here of USA, Denmark, but one would love to know what's so much interesting, what so much is in Greenland that is creating this scuffle. As in, we're seeing if you go back in history, we're looking way back in that was 1867. USA approached Denmark, and actually it wanted to buy off Greenland. Denmark refused. And when we see World War II, we're seeing USA coming to occupy Greenland. Yes, all goes well as the Danish accepted USA to come and protect Greenland. That was way back in 1941. But we're seeing in 1945, Denmark takes over again. So my interest here is what's so much special is in Greenland that is causing all this scuffle.
Yeah, that's a very, very quick response to that. To your questions. And yeah, all in all, it's about geopolitical positioning. It's about mining and so on and so on. Greenland is positioned in a way that let's talk about U.S. interest. Currently, we are talking about Donald Trump interest in buying Greenland. It's because of the geopositioning, in terms of security, in terms of there are so many things that can be involved. Not to mention it here, but that is everything. Geopositioning, it's one key area, because it is Greenland lie within jurisdictions that, in case of any other security or cyber attack, Greenland is the perfect location in order to act. And that's why when we look at the US President Donald Trump is interested, is because of the geopositioning. There are so many things involved in that, mining and so on and so on. So that is all what I can tell you or respond to your questions. I hope I've given you enough, but otherwise, please, I'm very, very honored to respond to more questions as far as it is concerned.
Yes, yes. Well, you're talking about minerals. You're focusing on that. Yes, and we're seeing this the Arctic is trying to melt, and we're seeing the snow in Greenland trying to. It's melting right now. Too much activities are happening. These changes in climate, is there any way it has also affected Greenland? all Greenland's activities?
Yeah, definitely, yes. That the climate and so on and so on, it has affected a lot, and everybody can see that in terms of the ice smelting. Denmark is more concerned about it, and Denmark has sent a list of experts in terms of the main concern in the ice or whatever it is, and what is more important is that the territorial need of Greenland has really impacted in so many countries begin to come closer and then to take action in that, and it's a little bit more political. And if you understand the political movement, let's talk about Denmark. Denmark is more concerned in terms of coming closer to give more to Greenland because of the the U.S. challenge of saying that Denmark is not doing enough, but most of the things is about laws and then agreement that is in the constitution of the Danish loan and the alliance. So that is what Denmark is actually working towards too, and I do not hesitate in terms of how Denmark is going to revoke or move towards uplifting Greenland, so that whatever it is there that Denmark has not been good in, it's going to be a change, and it's going to be people ministers are working towards. Let me talk about the foreign minister, who is really very concerned about that. The lead person, not only that, but the state minister is very concerned about it. We have been seeing a lot of breaking news or informations that comes how we can be more to build Greenland. And with that, I think Greenland is going to be a great country to be. I wish I could come to Greenland. I will be the greatest person. Thank you so much for that.
You're talking about, we've been talking about now USA trying to pick more, wanting to have more interest. And like I said way back, strategically, USA still has always been having, its military bases in Greenland. It has done some bit of infrastructure. Infrastructure is still there. But do you really think the USA, in its in its involvement in Greenland, has made an impact? Or in any case, do you think the USA is a threat to Denmark economically? When it's, because right now we are seeing it as some military bases, and obviously some infrastructure has been already made. Two questions here I want you to handle for me. Is USA a threat when it involves itself with Greenland? Two, do you think Denmark has done enough to the Greenlanders?
Yeah, those are good two questions. Yeah, US is very interested, and of course, as I said earlier, geopolitical positioning. That is why USA is interested in Greenland. But yes, we can speak about Denmark, what Denmark has done for Greenland. It might not be enough, but one of the greatest things is that in Denmark we have two representatives from Greenland that are member of parliament, and those two members of parliament speak for on behalf of Greenland. Whatever that happens, it is according to the report that these two members of parliament bring back to Denmark as an allies. And then, following the recent movement and the recent challenges that Greenland has been on, on an attack that is US is part of it, and then so on and so on. Not forgetting that Denmark is still firmly protecting its allies, and it has actually reached to a position that Greenland has to go for for elections. The current leading governor in Greenland has had many meetings, has been in close contact with the state minister in Denmark. So all those things have been spoken clearly, as well as the representative in the parliament, the two members of parliament who are part of Greenland. So all these things, I believe that there is a solution coming, but we also need to understand that this does not just happen, tomorrow in the morning. It takes a process. It's a process that Denmark and Greenland is in the process of trying to find a solution that can work, and also to uplift Greenland to a level in case of in contact of what we in Denmark did not do good for Greenland. So it's on another way, it's a respect. It's going back to understand what did we not do and what can we do. I hope that is clear enough.
Well, what a submission. I'm just loving, the way you're executing these points well. But as we go ahead, these are countries which are really part of NATO. And in situations like this where we're having conflicts, how does NATO come into, at least to help in? Because all these are NATO members. You get it? So question is, what role has really Greenland played in this NATO strategic planning and security architecture when it comes to such a conflict?
Well, being part of the alliance and part of the the NATO, I definitely believe that whatever that is gonna happen to Greenland, and I know that Denmark will definitely be in the pitch. It will be the first one to act on it as part of the the NATO, and whatever it is, definitely believing in the democracy and the political movement that is in the European countries, as well as part of NATO. I do know that this definitely will never happen without the reaction of Denmark. Denmark will definitely be in the front line before NATO comes in, because that is the alliance. Because whatever happens in Greenland and the Faroe Island, it is the same as what is happening here in Denmark. That is what is written in the constitution, and that is what is agreed in the alliance, as well as the two islands of Denmark.
Well, not until the greed of Trump, the president of USA, that all this has been, revamped and reactivated. This conflict is coming in. You've seen a lot of scuffle, actually, a lot of, drama when it comes to the president of the USA. In a few statements, would you describe Trump in your own perception? If someone asked you, Trump, what comes in your mind?
Well, that's a good question. Thank you so much. I don't know. Let me have a cup of tea, a cup of coffee before I respond to that question. Yes, who is Trump? Is the United Nations president, newly elected. Not to make a mess, but he's a president who has values for his own country and state. And I think he has the values for the people that has aligned behind him. Respect for the people that has entrusted him and vote him as the president of the United States. Yes, he is a president. I would disagree with him as a president, but no. The reality is the people has the power. The power belongs to the people, and that's where he sits. That's where he's been elected as the president of the United States. We can disagree with each other in terms of how he run his political, movement or views, but all in all, it's for the best of the United States. It can be that there's few disagreement in terms of let's take Europe. Enforcing taxes in terms of trade and whatever it is a little bit tough, but we in Europe also have been very tactical to send the message back that we can do it different. We also have other things that United States demand from Europe. So in that connection, it's not finger pointing at each other, but agreeing on the reality that it is for the best of the people, despite of the difference that political we could be. And yeah, I think Trump is best for the people of the United States, but not for Europe.
Well, what a submission. The thing is, I wanted to just know you describing Trump, because all this comes with this character, diplomatic way of handling issues, all these, tensions that are coming out. Sometimes how you talk or how you communicate can reflect or can tell much what you want to acquire. For some reason, I'm just looking at how the statements he was throwing, that by whether we like it or not, he will take Greenland. And how they retaliated, where the Danish prime minister retaliated with such statements of Trump. That's why I was asking you, when you look at the character of Trump, can you just describe it in your own way? Do you think this man is serious, or that's his kind of model?
Well, it's a good question. You are actually laughing just for the question that you've raised, but I don't think I'm the best person to describe how Trump is. But following every and media update, directly or indirectly, I think we are all the same like that. Let me give a very good example locally. That there are many political parties in Denmark, and these political parties have their main interest, and all these political parties, it doesn't mean that they are doing wrong thing. They are doing the right thing. Their interest is just for the people of Denmark. And as such, we disagree. First of all, we agree to disagree with each other. But the main important thing is, how do we come forward? How do we move from point A to B. And that is what politics is all about. And if you ask me, I am a social democrat, and my good political colleague, are actually, the party that does not, allow foreigners to be in Denmark. It's called Danish Folk Party.
Your Folk Party, yeah.
Yeah, DF. But, looking at them and discussing, it's always important to actually discuss with your enemies, because that way you get to agree or understand, why are we enemies? If you don't eat snake, what does it mean? I will serve you chicken tomorrow. But what is the next thing? Try to taste my chicken. It tastes like a snake. Those are some of the procedures to understand the disagreement with each other, but we all fight for the best of the people of Denmark. We fight for the movement that will upgrade the country that we all love, despite of which color of person, where do they come from, and so on and so on, which religion they believe in, and that's it. So a quick reflection on Donald, the U.S. president, and then Denmark. Thank you so much.
Well, yes, to our viewers, we're just live on Afro-Dem Reports, and the man in question today we're having is Aligo Francis. He's a Ugandan. I don't know that aspect of Sudan, but he's a Ugandan. The other side, he didn't profile himself fully. His connection with Africa, where does really his roots are best. But what I a little bit think, he has some aspect of some ancestral lineage in the southern Sudan, if I'm not mistaken, and then Uganda, and then the other side. Then he comes here in Denmark, where he's based, where he managed to make family in Denmark. He's a family man. But away from that, for you, the viewers, just here live on Afro-Dem Reports, and we believe sharing is caring is a slogan. So keep on sharing this live and leave an opinion, and then we see the way forward. But as we go ahead, in the morning, we had a good discussion with Kalyango Musa, and still it was the question of Greenmark. Let's share some little of view he had when it comes to his take on Greenland. And the question was, it was really interesting, but let's just go for it. So, Mr. Kalyango, I think we've jumped certain questions I would love to ask immediately for someone who has just joined this show, where they're looking at where we're looking at the dynamics of Greenland, but we're looking at a country which is covered with snow. Where does it scoop its name, Greenland, which doesn't actually relate with the real, appearance when the country is just fully covered with snow?
I look at this as it was just ironically intended, or it was mistakenly done, accidental, because calling Greenland green, and then calling Iceland. Actually, Iceland is even more greener than Greenland itself. But there is a myth that they wanted to call it Greenland in order to attract the settlers who would come. And there is also a myth that during the 950 AD to 1250, there is a belief that it was green at the time. But I don't know if that myth can be supported. But as that said, I think I rely on the myth which says that because it was Eric the Red who named it Greenland. And the incense, I think it was to attract the settlers to come and settle in the area. Because if you travel so far away looking for this Greenland and then you come there, then you don't just want to spend so many time again on energy traveling back. So you just get used to the place and say, let me just settle here and look at what life has to offer. So it was, I think it was ironical, or if not, it was just accidental.
Okay, this drives me to something very important still, in line with what you've been trying to, to air out on the Greenland aspect. Since it's covered with snow, and where you've already told us that, Denmark is still financing or trying to help the country financially.
It helps a lot. It's not even trying, but it does. Because when you look at the economy of this country, if Denmark is not offering all this amount of money, they would have, the only source of income would have been the fishing and probably the small scale industry that they do in farming, but not that much. Otherwise, they don't have any other way of income besides now that they have now found out that there could be some minerals. But otherwise, it has always been fishing and a little bit of small farming on a small scale, you see. So Denmark is doing a lot of job. It's a tremendous job for putting this country and food on the table for these people. And the infrastructure as well.
Yes, but still, okay, you've tried to answer what I wanted to actually to ask you, but where do we see Denmark's interest in such a big island? Why do we see, offering all that amount of money? How does Denmark then itself gain?
Yeah, they gain a lot, of course. There's fish coming from that place. And they thought there would be a lot of minerals. So it was exploitation again, because when you want to be a colony, when you want to find a colony, the first thing is exploitation. You want to, how much can I exploit these people as much as I can? So they thought they would be getting all the fish from there. They thought they would be getting all the oil and water and so on, among other things. But now I think the interest now has to be redeemed and find out where can we meet. It is no longer, as we can see, it has not been so much about minerals, but it's now about the colony, that this was our land. We don't just give it out. Of course, they would like the grand people, Ugandese people, the Inuit people, to decide for themselves, and that's what they are doing. But there's nothing much that Denmark is benefiting from Greenland.
And that was Kalyango Musa, where he claims that, there's nothing that much has been attained. But in the eyes of Mr. Aligo, yes, we're seeing Denmark being part of, colonizing Greenland. Do you really feel the Danish government has done, some bit of more influence on the social and the culture setup of Greenland? Let's put away the economic bit of it, which Mr. Kalyanga has talked about. Yes, they've been supporting it so much and everything, but do you really think there's some bit of influence Denmark has done in terms of the culture and, the social setup of Greenland?
Yeah, thank you so much. First of all, I just wanted to reflect and appreciate Mr. Kalyongo for his take point, which is absolutely very, very relevant in this case. And just to give like aligned with him, I think Denmark has done the best Denmark has tried to do the best. It may not be the right thing to do, but it's an alliance. And when Denmark reflect on things in the social and development, aspect, it is not just done without the knowledge of the Greenland people. They are always the leadership that comes with their, their agenda, and as well as the two member of parliament who, present to the state minister, and that way the parliament also take a lead on what is needed for Greenland. So in this case, I think Denmark has been very open, has been very willing to find out what is to be done jointly without any other, going back and disagreeing in things that financially or economically or psychosocially or socially, whatever it is. I think in this case, Denmark has been so good, but always there are criticism. No matter what you do, there will be criticism. And indeed, and looking at what United States has actually brought in terms of what Denmark has done and Denmark has not done good, that is not actually the reality. The point here is what do we need to do? What is the need of the Greenland people? And how do we approach them in terms of their need? And then implementation of what is needed. So in this case, I think there are a little bit of political interest, and then as I mentioned earlier, geopolitical positioning of interest of what Greenland is. It is not something that happened today. It's been a long time back that United States has been has shown interest for Greenland in terms of military positioning in case of whatever it is. Greenland has been seen as one of the best location for security purposes, and that way it has brought a little bit of disagreement, and it has been going on, and with the alliance that Denmark and United States has had. But I think the worst thing is that how do you approach your allies politically? How do you talk with your allies? The way it has happened, it has never been good, and maybe you have also seen that all politicians in Denmark has never been really feeling good, and the foreign minister, I think he has acted very well. He has given the right view how to speak to the alliance. What is the next thing? If I've done wrong, come and approach me. Let's deal with it. Let's talk about it. Let's have a dialogue. And I think Denmark has been very open to such a dialogue, which US has at least. I think it's been rejecting that, but no matter what, I think democracy plays a very big role, and some of the things I may not know, but this is the truth.
Well, thank you very much. Yes, and to our viewers, yes, it's a topic of discussion where we're just looking at the Greenland question, where there's too much interest of USA in line with Denmark, which is actually fully still in control, much as there is, self-governance in Greenland, but still there's a great deal or an impact that is done on Greenland by the Danish government in terms of the political and economical bit of it. As live, we're having Ronald. Yes, live. We're having Ronald Sentamu is saying the Danish gain more. I think he said the Danish gain more than they put in. It is strategically located. He might be right, but this goes. We shall be coming back, I think, with the question for Mr. Aligo that much as this is happening, for all these years, Greenland has been, in place. Can't it manage its own social, political, and economic side? We shall be coming back with that. Also, yes, and as well, you can also leave. You can give us a WhatsApp a message, or you can leave also a message on that number, which is a +4 +45 60 90 20 32, and then we shall be really in touch. But away from that, let's just have a short break, and then we continue with our question.
In the heart of Uganda is an institute designed to prepare students for rewarding careers in the vibrant hospitality industry. Copenhagen International Institute of Catering and Hotel Management is here to provide a solid foundation for Ugandans in catering, hotel management, knowledge and skills required to excel in various hospitality sectors. Our courses are designed by industry professionals to ensure that students learn from the best to create well-rounded graduates. We offer practical training and internships to students using state-of-the-art equipment which is used all over the world to prepare our learners for jobs both locally and internationally. We are located in Kisasi on Bahai Road, 8.7 kilometers from Kampala city center. Copenhagen International Institute of Catering and Hotel Management.
Oh, angel, I love you, my angel. Angel, I love you, my angel. Oh, na mimi fanyeje, kijana mwenzio. Kijana mwenzio wewe, nakupenda malaika. Malaika, nakupenda malaika. Malaika, nakupenda malaika. Na mimi kanike, kijana mwenzio. Nashindwa na mali sina we, ninakupenda malaika. Nashindwa na mali sina we, nakupenda malaika. Nashindwa na mali sina we, na mali sina we, nakupenda malaika.
Moja, pili, tatu, hakuna matata, tuende sasa. Hapa Nashville, hakuna Maria, Tiba, Tucson, Jenkins. Yeah.
Yes, that was Malaika by Ligo and the partner. Yes, you did a great work. Yeah, we're trying to loosen some bit of tensions as we go with this, as we come to the end of this discussion. Yes, we're loving, that cocktail you're having in your personality. Yes, you said you're a teacher and then also you're into politics. At the same time, you are into the entertainment. You a community leader when it comes to the Ugandan community, because I know of recent you're also actually into the Catholic community in Denmark here, where also you're also going to arrange the Namugongo issue here. I think we shall also be having you more in the next encounter to see how you're going to slice this well for us so that we can get more awareness about this Namugongo, event which is coming here in Denmark. But away from that, on our sister platform, we're having a topic which is going to come this coming Sunday. That will be Euroforum, Euroforum UG. There's a topic of discussion where our host would be Samantha Elf. She'll be dealing with a topic of how do we the Afropins, maintain culture. Why this video came up, I was just wondering, how do you manage to balance the boat in terms of your character on how you execute your works, and then you go into this? Is this kind of presentation another part of your job? And just in case, how do you also maintain this Afro, culture, and then you promote it also here in the diaspora? And then we shall go back to our topic of discussion.
Yeah, thank you so much. Once again, you are really raising good questions, which sometimes it becomes a little bit difficult for me to respond to, but I think it's very genuine and very realistic. In this world, we need to just know and respect that we are here in this planet for a purpose. We are here to deliver what we can, and not alone, but with the people that we entrust and can walk the journey together. So, being a political and being professional, and apart from that, in my free time, delivering what is needed for the African community, for the Ugandan, for the South Sudanese, for the Tanzanians, whoever it is, it's very, very important for me because those are my roots. It's important that whatever I delivered, I don't deliver it alone, but it's with the guidance of other people, and I do it with the love. That is what actually comes from the heart more than my profession. Being a teacher and a social worker, it's something else. But coming back home and finding a career or an interest on something that will bring us together as Africans, as Ugandans, it is very, very more than important than my career, because in this case, I get to relax, do the things with a style. And I do not do it alone. It's a motivation because I find myself doing it. Other people are also with me. Going for it, I know that I always have, a right hand that can always be with me and support me in the movement, in the decision that is taken, and then we work towards it. I'm grateful, and of course, I have to send the gratitude to you. Afrodan, you have done a lot of things as well for us to promote us as Africans, the Ugandans, being the best MC. You're going to be the next one for what we're going to do. I cannot tell you right now what it is going to be, but
I'll
you
be
can
humbled.
prepare for that. You can prepare for that. And ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to be in this platform. Sometimes, when we live in the diaspora, people get confused and think, all right, what do I do? How could I progress? And one of the things that I would like to really, Afrodan give me the platform to say that home is where you live. Home is where you wake up in the morning and start, the daily life. Despite of the absolute realistic, the origin where we come from. But if you have that in yourself, you will progress no matter where you will be in this planet. Have that as a motivational factor. Have that as what it is to make you move from point A to B and then continue, that way. So shortly, it's not the discussion for tonight. Sorry, Afrodan, but yeah, let's go back to Greenland.
Yes, what a submission. Actually, you're making it very simple. I'm always telling people that it's very hard to know, in these foreign countries, it's very hard to, to know all or to be fully assimilated or into the system, minus knowing your own. Until you know your own, it'd be much more easier to adopt others. So I think we do also appreciate the fact that you keep on your roots. I mean, you came with all your roots up to here, and then you're doing magic. Yes, back to the question of Greenland. The question was only very simple as one. We've seen all the semantics of Denmark trying to involve with Greenland. It has helped it economically, socially, politically. It's also doing wonders because it's representing it into the international relationship, but as well, USA might have also done something little. For example, protecting it way back in the 1940s when there was the times of World War. But we're looking at Greenland, a country which is less populated. I think it's 55, around 56,000 in terms of population with the Greenlanders. And when you look at the distance from Greenland to Denmark, it's around 2,000 miles, which means it's very, very so close to us. But my simple question here is very, very straight. These countries trying to involve in its political, social, and economic setup. Hasn't Greenland matured enough to handle issues by itself? Is it going to stay a baby?
Well, that is exactly the question I was expecting from you, Afrodan.
Yeah.
Very realistic, and yes, that is what the Greenlanders are speaking about, and that is actually the reason why they have to have elections in Greenland in order to speak for themselves whether they have to be a part of the United States or part of Denmark. And in the reality is that there's no difference between Denmark and the US strategy, which is for Greenland. They are actually very, very close to each other. But in the humanity part of it is that the Greenland people has to also speak for themselves. They have to decide which direction they want to be. And in this case, they decided not to be like arguing about being part of Denmark either part of US, but to be Greenlander. So they are for themselves. They speak for themselves, and they have actually decided to have a leader. I mean, a party that is being led by one of the newest Greenland, leader. I don't want. I don't have to call him the state minister or whatever it is, but he's a leader of the Greenland, the chief executive, and here we are. So, but Denmark has always been very in close contact with Greenland, and of course, Denmark doesn't want to have Greenland as the war zone. That is absolutely is crossed in the Danish, last decisions in the parliament, and yeah. But all in all, that in the last 10 years, the Greenlands has been struggling and trying to make things not to end up in a war, decisions. But yes, what I know is that based on my research, based on the knowledge that I do know, that is Greenland. The Greenlanders doesn't want to be either to be segregated or to be like people who disregarding the Danish governance or the decisions, the alliance. Neither do they want to be part of the United Nations, but they wanted to be Greenlanders.
Wow, it's what a submission. My worry was only one, because I'm seeing way back in 1979, the Greenlanders were, granted self-governance by the Danish. So that's why I was really asking myself, till when are they going to stay, under, the armpits of Denmark? If all this stuff is happening, and they in Europe, hasn't, Europe, helped this country at least to man up. But like you said, these are political mysteries. This takes me a little bit away from our topic of discussion. Mr. Legal, we are looking at politics right now at its play. You're a man who is an African, and at least you've had much which is trending right now. Is the question of Burkina Faso. What's your take on this gentleman, on his rise to power, and his quick rise to power, and making things happen in a short time? Ibrahim Traoré, and his connection with Russia, is it of any way a threat to the NATO? Isn't it a benefit for the Africans? And just in case, why are we Africans, some of the Africans, not fully in support?
Okay, yeah, that's a good question. I have prepared myself to speak about Greenland, not about Africa, and what Ibrahim, a great young man, trying to protect Africa and emerge in the very powerful way, portray the political and developmental parts, things for Africa. That has to be respected. Some of the things to speak about, his emerging and agreement with the other Asian country or Europe, whatever it is, it's what I cannot speak for, but I think it's a great president doing the best for the people of Africa and Burkina Faso, directly. And yes, he's a young identity and example for many other African countries. that we need to respect. However much his connections with the other countries, alliance supporters in political views, it's what I cannot speak about. But all in all, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for that. It's a good question. Thank you for that. I did not make any research on that.
I understand, and the reason why I brought in this because also there was also the question of France refusing to let go the country which is already independent. I was trying to relate it now with Greenland and Denmark. Why isn't this country not standing on its own like the way Burkina Faso has made its worth? But like you said, it will be maybe another area of interest as time goes on. But Mr. Aligo, given a chance right now that you've scooped a job in Greenland, would you be comfortable to go and start teaching there?
Comfortable to start what?
Given a chance right now that you've scooped a heavy deal in Greenland,
Yeah.
looking at its climate and the geopolitical issues and things like that, would you be very comfortable to go and start taking that career in Greenland?
Definitely yes. Definitely yes. I'm very comfortable. I think Greenland is it portrays Denmark's iconic things, whatever it is it's called. I will never be hesitated to come to Greenland or travel to Greenland and follow what is happening in Greenland, because I feel as well as I'm in Denmark, it's the same way I'm in Greenland or the Faroe Islands. So I am very convinced whatever that is happening there, and whatever that the state minister or the government in Denmark, as well as the alliance, has made a decision, then I know that I'm safe.
Okay. They always say that the shape of your head tends to determine the style of combing you're going to do. Looking at the climate of Greenland, it's snow and covered with ice. Yes, in summer, some places are really okay, even though the temperatures are totally different. I'm asking, is apart from the activities of fishing, is there any, if we come to areas of sports, is Greenland having anything connected to any sport activity?
Oh, that one I cannot really answer because I've never been to Greenland, but I have loved always. We have talked about it in my family to travel to Greenland, but I've never got the opportunity to come to Greenland. My family members were born in Greenland, grew up in Greenland, but I did not even go there myself. So let's hope that this can be possible one time, so that I'll be able to give the realistic. But all in all, what I've heard about Greenland, even though the ice, it is beautiful. It can actually be hot, despite of the ice, and it's a wonderful place to be. Once in a life, we need to experience something that we did not actually try in our life, and especially us who has this brown skin, come there. And so, by the way, for your information, they're actually Ugandans in Greenland who are living happily and enjoying the beauty of the country, which I was actually very impressed. And for this reason, maybe next time I will be able to bring Greenlanders to your show and let them understand, let them speak, and you will be surprised. They will be seated in shorts, and they are just like, "Hey, I'm fine. What are you talking about?" I'm African. I'm enjoying it in Greenland, and that's it. I would love that. I would love to come to Greenland.
Wow. Yeah, anyway, summer is coming and holidays are almost starting. It's high time because, Greenland and Denmark's just a stone throw distance, easy to go. So, and the fact that we don't need a visa to go there, it's something very easy to go. So, yeah, let's make it a point at least to pay a visit that side. But people online, thank you very much for being with us on this wonderful show. The man in question is called Aligo Francis. He is one of the great men of great eminence here in the Afro pins in Denmark here who have done an impact when it comes to entertainment, when it comes, being a community leader. He has really helped so much in the Catholic world. And apart from that, many people have actually approached him when it comes to issues connected to immigration. At least he gives ideas, gives wisdom on how to attain stay in Denmark, and he has really done wonders. So the man, we felt he was suitable also for this topic of discussion because at least him being into politics at the same time and working, I don't know, I need some bit of information. You're in which part of political world are you in? Are you in the commune side? Are you in parliament? For a viewer who has just
yes, I'm in the commune. I'm in the commune, the municipality, the municipal governance.
Oh, yeah.
They're serving for the Social Democrats. And this is my second term. And hopefully that I can go for my third term if people come and vote on me. So that's it.
My worry, there is one philosopher in Africa there who said the problem of Africa are the leaders who overstay in power. So I'm worried, Mr. Ligo, going for more a third term, fourth time. So hope we are safe.
The people want me to be there. That's it. I can see
that line. People have decided that line. You're really a true politician.
Thank you.
I really do appreciate. But given that, I think we're coming to a closure of our discussion. And just a reminder to the people who are watching us. Yes, on the 4th and from the 4th up to the 6th, we shall be having a Euro Uganda crane tournament that will be in Finland. And that will be Helsinki. So Finland this time around is the one which is hosting, and at least we'll be doing so much. Yes, we had soon. I think we shall be having a guest from Finland who will be giving us the whole semantics of the Euro tournament, the Uganda Euro tournament. So that we can make things even. But like the way we said, we're coming to closure of our discussion. Just allow us to leave you a little segment. But as we leave the little segment, I think we'll be having the last parting shots of Mr. Ligo, and then we see how we make it even, because time is not in our interest. So, Mr. Ligo.
Yes, sorry. I think the network has been breaking a little bit. Please repeat the question again.
No, I was just saying, as we're coming to a closure of our show, we just really do appreciate your time, and you spared with us. Hopefully, you'll be accepting our next invitation very soon when we're talking about the Catholic world. Maybe this time also you give us more mysteries on the new Pope as you prepare for the Namugongo immigrations event, which is going to be here in Denmark. But based on our discussion of today, it was the question of Greenland, and in the context of USA and USA. So for someone who has just joined, just share them your last parting shots. and then we call it a wrap.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Afrodan. It's a pleasure to be in this platform, and thank you for always uplifting us. Thank you for letting people to understand and get into details on what is of course the agenda that is brought on the table. All in all, I'm so grateful. The Greenland agenda, we've been talking about it. We can still bring it up next time. But as for now, I just wanted to acknowledge all the presence of the viewers who has been with us. And then I also wanted to say regarding to the Matters celebration, Uganda Matters, that we are going to celebrate this year in Denmark on the 7th of June, and it's going to happen in Nashville. And this is being collaborated with the Ugandan embassy. This is being incorporated also with the Catholic Church that is in charge through the engagement of Father Simon. And this way, all Ugandans, and the main focal point this year is not only to speak about Ugandans, but to speak about the people that will value Uganda, get to know Uganda, get to understand why it matters. And it's going to happen on the 7th of June, and it's going to happen in Nashville. So we are working closely with so many people involved, the preparation and so on and so on. But I can promise you that it's going to be a good Ugandan food. It's going to be delicious, matoke, all over things. Chicken will be there. That is not a doubt. And I really look forward that so many people will join this. It's not only to have fun, but also to respect the matters that has sacrificed, the Uganda that has sacrificed based on the historical part. I think the Father Simon Peter will explain this better.
Okay, that was really so good of you, knowing that, at least giving us, your last parting shots, including that segment of the Namugongo event. I think saying my regards also to the Reverend Father. I think you with him will make a good combination when we bring them on board next time, so that we get more better ideas on how this is going to be celebrated. But given that, let's have some bit of a last humor, and then we shall be closing our show. And the humor will be from the man himself, Mr. Aligo. I always look at him as a cocktail, because not only that, today he's giving us, let me just look at it as kind of humor still.
Habari gani? Nzuri sana. Ososiaman emuri ya kama tia siri so langsam på tidspunkt så har jeg brug for jeres hjælp. I skal svare hakuna matata. Og I kommer til at vide præcis hvor det skal være.
Jambo bwana, habari gani? Nzuri sana. Wageni wakaribisha hapa Nairobi. Hakuna matata, hakuna matata. Kupendeza, hakuna matata. Watu wote kariastua, hakuna matata. Nasi tunafurahi, hakuna matata. Watoto wanacheza, hakuna matata. Tusali wanafurahi, hakuna matata. Wote wanafurahi, hakuna matata. Na sisi tunacheza, hakuna matata. Nalipet anacheza, hakuna matata. Jambo bwana, habari gani? Nzuri sana. Wageni wakaribishwa hapa Nestle, hakuna matata. Jambo bwana, habari gani? Nzuri sana. Wageni wakaribishwa hapa Nestle, hakuna matata.
Yes, indeed. Hakuna matata. Yes, and that has been Bwana Aligo, yes, doing wonders. Not only being a man who's a teacher, not only being a man who is also into politics, but still, when it comes to the entertainment, the Afropean entertainment here, yes, why not? You can always count on him, and then at least he can make your function magical in a way. He's a cocktail when it comes to Afro dances. I mean, the real cultural dances. He's a man who can do the raka raka dance. I've seen him on functions where Bagandas are doing, and then he's doing Chiganda dance. When the king of Busoga came here, he was also part of the team. So he's a man who is also a cocktail with his humor, but also love that entertainment. But we really do appreciate those who have been with us online. You're always doing wonders with us. And I'll say time is not on our side. Yes, it's already now 11 minutes past 10. And it's a day. It has been the 15th of May. Just remaining 230 days to call the year an end. So question is, what have you done? For all this little time which the year we've just, at least for this year, we've just taken. But given that, allow us to say goodbye for now, and we shall be meeting in another episode with another topic of discussion. But for now, thanks for being with us. See you in the next episode.
Yakuyamba munange nakukwata ku mukono nakuyimsa yakuyamba baba nabako wakutuza era nzize kwebazawo bangwite kusiima eri abalina emitima egirumirirwa yakuyamba baba nabako wakutuza ekigambo okuyamba tokizanyisa bangi babeera n'obusobozi n'ekibalema okukola yakuyamba baba abamu bemulaba abanene mu nsi muno bakunyumiza gyavudde zikuba munezaaka abangi kwabo bafiirwako abazadde ku myaka emimpi ddala wamma tunuulira obulumi abalala basalawo n'okuddukira ku nguudo kubanga